inside Greg's brain.
Psst, psst.
Oi, Greg, listen to me. Do you ever wonder what she smells like? No, that's creepy. Or wonder what she's doing at this time?
Yeah, Greg, check her Instagram. No new updates on that. Try Twitter. What about Facebook?
No, find out where she lives. There must be an address in the yellow pages.
Yeah, or try searching her full name, see where she works.
No, see who her friends hang out with. You'll get an idea of the kind of person she is, what she likes doing. Come on.
Oh, she's got a new home on Facebook. I like the dress. Who's she with there? Who's the guy?
That's her brother.
Oh, look, it's her birthday in a week.
Let's print out some pictures of her.
Oh, look at the one with her, the black top.
Setting, restaurant. Occasion, first date between Harry and Susie.
Hi there. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi! Yeah, I'm good. Oh, you look really handsome tonight. The jacket you're wearing has always been my favourite. Not a lot of guys can pull off cream-coloured coats, but you look so manly in it.
Thanks, yeah. It's actually one of my favourite... Wait, what do you mean it's always been your favourite? Have we met before?
Huh? Oh, no, I just meant generally. So how's uni going? How's Professor Construct's architectural design class going? You finding it a bit better, a bit easier now?
Yeah, actually. At the beginning I found it a bit overwhelming as Professor Construct's teaching method was a bit different, but I'm really getting used to it now. Wait, how do you know about my classes? Do you also go to Trent? I don't think I've ever seen you on campus.
Oh, me? Silly, of course not. I wish I went to the same school as you. I should be so lucky. No, I'm currently taking a break from things. Sometimes I job at the pub we met at last week.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've ever seen you there. How long have you been working there? I go there quite often.
Oh, really? What a coincidence. How weird.
Yeah, it was probably the first pub I went to with my housemates after moving to Nottingham. So it reminds me a bit of this pub back home as well.
Oh, you mean the Queen Swans?
No, yeah. Wait, how do you know about the pub near my home? I don't think I told you about where I'm from.
Huh? Oh, no, you did earlier.
Really? Pretty sure I didn't.
No, I mean, last week at the pub you told me.
Huh. Okay. You sure? I can't remember that I did.
No, silly, of course you did. So tell me about you. Do you have a lot of friends? Like, male friends or female friends? You dated a lot in the past. You know, I read somewhere that guys who grow up with sisters and have a lot of female friends like you tend to be quite easygoing around girls and date a lot.
Guys who grew up with sisters. Did I tell you that last week as well?
Oh, yes you did.
Okay. Listen, I'm just quickly gonna go to the loo and call Angela.
Okay. Alright, see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Mosaic. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Jenny.
And welcome to our third podcast.
Woo woo!
Yes, it's the one post the Christmas holidays where the depression has hopefully subsided, but the third gut and resentment towards life has resumed. It's been emotional having to let go of the hobo Netflix routine and adjusting to normal life again, but we've done it. Our hair is unmatted and our teeth brushed, finally. 2017 ain't ready for us. No, but seriously, we hope you've all settled back into life nice and smoothly. So Jenny, how's it been settling back into work? What's been going on with you?
To be quite honest here, since I work from home,
Lucky
I haven't
you.
really. This hasn't been too much of a change, so I haven't sort of had to wake up at like 6 a.m.
And get used
dressed,
to everyone's moods at work.
wash my face, and make my way through like thousands and thousands of really angry, grumpy commuters, and sort of being elbowed in the stomach.
God, I really envy
Which is
you.
always good. Yeah.
Seriously, the
But
commute is the
how's it been
worst
for you?
thing about work. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
It really is. Hate it. It's been okay for me, just getting back into the motion of things. In December, I kind of, being restless, I booked like a million different things for the year, just to kind of start me off, looking forward to things. And yeah, I booked my first holiday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Where are we going?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
That's one of my friends told me the other day that she's moving to Barcelona from London.
No way.
Yeah,
How
apparently
come?
that's the place to be. Her boyfriend is originally from Spain, and I think both of them are not too happy with sort of how things are going in London, or they just need sort of a change of pace
Don't blame them.
and a change of place.
Yeah, moving to like the continental countries is probably a lot better. It's a lot more chilled, a lot more relaxed. You get to have a siesta. The food is probably a lot better. The weather's amazing.
That's
really chill.
Yeah. But then they do have sort of a bad reputation for being a bit lazy and not getting stuff done because of the siestas and very sort of casual. But then I suppose they live a proper life, like they properly enjoy their lives.
Yeah, exactly. You get to have a social life. You enjoy your family more. It's really
Exactly.
what life is kind of all about, no?
Yeah, because I was in Italy earlier this year for a wedding. And it wasn't during like a holiday season, so we went to Florence with a few like uni mates. And this was like not a holiday season, right? So people have to work. Come 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you just see loads of people on the streets, having wine, and it's just like
I love that.
so cool. Like they know how to live well and eat well and just be well.
And I bet
Like, none of that
I bet
stress.
most of them aren't depressed or stressed or like suffer from anxiety attacks. Like this is something that we deal with on a daily basis in London.
Exactly.
But over there, they're just so relaxed. They're enjoying life. That's why I don't want to live in London for the rest of my life. But yeah.
That's true, yeah. It's like a completely different culture. It was a culture shock, that's what it was. Because, being someone who's lived in the UK, who's lived in London, works in the city, and sees angry people in suits with their suitcases running through town, and then sort of going to Florence, where you've got beautiful weather, you've got beautiful food,
Oh,
and all
darling.
these people relaxed AF, and it's just like...
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's
That is
how we're
life,
supposed to be
basically.
living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But anyways, let's not start the podcast off with a massive rant. 2017 will be fabulous.
Yes, and London, we love you.
Yeah, we do. We really, really do. London is amazing. It has lots of great quirks and traits.
Yeah, no, it does.
So yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to this year, and I'm turning 25 as well, so it's a big cornerstone. I want to start it off good and just have loads of things in place to look forward to. So yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, you also booked a salsa class
Oh
recently,
God,
didn't you?
why do you have to tell them that?
Because it's amazing. Because I am sure that almost no one of our listeners or their friends, or very few of them, have been to salsa classes.
Literally every person I've told has laughed in my face, like, what the hell, you're such a cringe bag. But why not? Like, I really like Latin dances, and I was inspired by Strictly Come Dancing. So there's this guy, Danny Mac, who's on Hollyoaks. He literally went from like not knowing anything to being like an amazing, saucy, sexy Latin god when it came to dancing. He is amazing, like literally amazing. So yeah,
Someone's got a crush.
hopefully I meet like some, Latin Adonis. We'll see.
So you're not going there for the dancing, but for the guys.
Yeah,
All right,
of
gotcha.
course. That's always the way it is, darling. Hidden agenda.
Yeah, I have to agree that I was one of those who laughed in your face when you told me. But do you know what? On second thought, I think that is an immensely brave thing to do. To get out of your comfort zone, and you say, you know what? I'm just going to do something just for me, and I don't care what other people think,
Yeah,
and whether
effort.
they're going to laugh at me. Exactly, and just go for it.
And
I
to be
think,
fair, I don't think there's going to be anyone that I know there. Well, hopefully. Oh my God, imagine if there's like, I don't know,
oh my God, that'd
like
be so
an
amazing.
ex or just someone I really don't want
Like
to
your
see.
physics teacher back from high school.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully there won't be anyone I know. But yeah, it should be okay. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'll let you know how that goes next week.
Absolutely, do keep us in the loop. All right, on to today's episode. We want to start 2017 on a good note, and what better way to do that than with the cracking episode of the Mosaic. So today we have a couple of fun segments prepared, a lot of new segments, including Agony Aunty-ji.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
have a special guest for that one. We have the new corner Most Bizarre, which is sort of the segment where we discuss all sorts of bizarre things, including current events or historical moments. And also a new segment called Twitter Reacts, in which we will read out some funny / interesting / thought-provoking tweets from netizens in reaction to current affairs. But today's main topic, today's special, as it were, is obsession. So what is an obsession? How do these obsessions start? Where do they start? And what can be classed as an obsessive behaviour? And how do these obsessions manifest themselves? So to start us off, we've prepared a little ranking of obsessions.
Yeah, we
just
have.
to get us sort of started. So,
I think also before we start, we have to kind of say that the word obsession, well, obsess, like the verb, is used very, very loosely. Don't you think it's been exaggerated in, you know, like the chick flicks that we see in films like Mean Girls and White Chicks and, I don't know, Princess Diaries? Don't you feel that it has kind of changed the term a lot and it's caught on since then? So we've kind of changed obsessions from like, oh my god, I'm so obsessed with like this thing, and it's kind of loosened it up a bit.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that goes for a lot of things in language. I think we've call it evolution, but we've changed a lot of words and their meanings. Like if you take the term awesome, I remember this gag Louis C.K. used to do about the word awesome, how people use it for a bucket of chicken, like, oh my god, this is so awesome. Or
epic as well.
Yeah,
so
and it's
epic.
Like it's not what it used to be, so people sort of appropriate that word and sort of, you know,
bastardized it.
Exactly. They bastardized it. Yeah, I think that's the perfect word.
So yeah, moving on to the ranking. So we've ranked different forms of obsessions we've come across from 1 to 5. 5 being the most detrimental and dangerous, and 1 being innocuous and healthy in small doses. Very small doses. So
tiny.
Yes. So the first one is innocent attachment to material things, so, you know, buying the latest shoes and makeup and whatever gadgets, and especially with, you know, iPhones and iPads and everything. Number 2 is a crush, where you constantly think about someone you've just started dating, but it's not mutual, but, you know, it's like an innocent little crush and you really fancy them and stuff. Number 3 is OCD. So OCD behaviour when it comes to, I don't know, things in your house and stuff.
Yeah, just little tics and stuff. But I'm sure that's another thing that a lot of people have. Like, a lot of people are a bit OCD, like I am a little OCD. Like, you know, when, I don't know if you do this, but when I sort of take a casual stroll, if I've got quite a lot of time, then I make sure that I only step into the middle of the paving stone.
Really? You still do that?
Yeah. So I used to do it as a kid. I think quite a lot of people did it like, as a sort of
as like
joke,
a 5-year-old.
as a game. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
But yeah, I don't always do it. I don't have to do it. It doesn't annoy me or affect me if I don't do it. But if I have time to do it, that's what I just make sure that I only step inside the paving stone and avoid the cracks. Or, you know, when you sort of clean your house, when I've got quite a lot of time on my hands and do the dishes,
I think everyone has a form of you know, OCD-ness. So you get people that are germaphobes or just really like to be extra clean, and I have met people that are just like, oh my god, I need to have the plate in like the middle of the table and my cutlery needs to be there, and they're always fiddling with things, and you can see that it's a bit of OCD-ness. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's quite
a common thing. A lot of people have that. Yeah.
So, number 4 is social media obsession. So when you just start to stalk someone virtually, you're just always lingering on their pages, trying to figure out what they're doing. And then number 5 is where you begin to stalk them. You have ideas of killing them because you can't have them. And it's based mainly on, you know, delusional thoughts, and that's kind of veering off into mental illness and stuff like that. So yeah, that's our ranking.
So it goes pretty much from being harmless to being harmful to both you and the person that you're obsessing over.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, I feel like everyone at some point in their lives can relate to being obsessed. Like,
absolutely.
From one, you know, out of one of these rankings, I feel like people can definitely relate to one of them.
At least one of them, yeah.
And if not, you're probably, I don't know, an ice queen or something. But I feel like what separates a stalker or like someone dangerous from a normal person is the willpower to detach themselves from these thoughts and not fixate. That's like the main thing. And obviously,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard, especially if, I don't know, for example, if you don't have a job or if you're just surrounded by, you know, that thing, and you don't have any kind of relief or distraction, and you have to face it every day. Like, say you work with the person you're obsessed with, and you don't have much to do in your life, and you're tormented by these thoughts. It is effing hard.
Yeah.
But if you're lucky enough to just not be, you know, not fixate, the obsession will hopefully fade. And you
exactly.
move on.
And you've got other things to sort of distract yourself. You've got another social life. You've got friends maybe to tell you to maybe
that's a
take
big
it a bit slow.
lifesaver.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it might come down to, I mean, obviously, you know, those stalkers, they have mental health issues. That's what it is at the end of the day. But I think a lot of it also comes down to luck in terms of who you're with, how your upbringing is, what your current environment is like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's...
Whether you're sort of given the ability to just say, okay, here's where I'm going to stop and going to continue with my life, and, you know, not see that place and just sort of delve deeper and deeper and just
I feel like that
in that
support
darkness.
system is so important to get over something, you know, having the family and friends that are like, okay, trying, you know, pushing you forward to like think of other things, and also yourself have, you know, having that willpower to make plans and create distractions and just moving on.
Absolutely.
And yeah, if you have like an obsessive addictive personality, it can be so freaking hard.
Yeah. So as we said earlier, everyone has had an obsession of some form or the other at some point in their lives, and they can identify with one of these 5 things at least. So just to give you an idea of who we are, and also for us to get to know each other a bit more, we have a little quiz prepared called What's Your Poison? And it's just sort of like a quick rapid fire question round about our most recent obsession. So, Sarah, do you want to start with
I'll
questions
take it away.
and your grilling of me?
Here we go. So what was the last idea that consumed your mind?
My last idea.
Yeah, so something that really took over, like a plan or an event or something that was upcoming, or just anything at all. Any kind of idea.
You know what? Yeah, here's something. So I just want to preface this by saying I'm 28, not 38. But one thought that I've had, especially after graduating university and moving to London, where I sort of, the past, 3 years, I've been sort of living in a single bedroom. Mm-hmm. Like, my whole life was in one single bedroom that I rented out in like a house or whatever, or a flat.
Yeah.
So my biggest dream right now is just having my own place, be it my own house or my own flat, just my own place that I share with no one but myself.
That personal space, yeah.
Yeah, and it gives me so much happiness to just think about how I'm going to furnish my home, how I'm going to decorate it, my own kitchen, what I would cook in my own kitchen and what I would bake, and there's no one to leave their dirty dishes behind, no one who leaves a dirty and wet and stinking bathroom, just my safe haven.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
It's
really nice how like daydreaming or fantasies or whatever really take you away and provide that like form of comfort and like escapism, and you're like, oh, I can think of this and that and it will make me feel a lot better, and so it really it consumes your mind.
It's also like a fuel. Like it can go both ways, I suppose. It can become an obsession where you keep thinking about that and sort of construct a world. I think there is actually a condition like that where you construct sort of like a fake world in your dreams, in your daydream world.
Oh yeah, that's maladaptive daydreaming. That stuff is scary as hell.
That's the one, yeah. And you have like, you're married with a dog and children.
Yeah, that's the mental condition.
Completely different life in your daydreaming. You waste your real life daydreaming.
Yeah.
Or, in good cases, it can be fuel to pursue those dreams and, make more money or whatever it is.
Exactly. It can be a really good motivator and a really good thing.
Exactly.
Always in moderation, always. But yeah. So next one, who was the last celebrity you were obsessed with?
The last celebrity. I think I'd have to go with Meryl Streep.
Really?
She's not someone that I recently discovered. Obviously, I've been following her work for ages and ages.
And is this a crush or is it an obsession?
Yeah. No, I call it a crush. I wouldn't call it an obsession. I don't know too much about her, but yeah, it's definitely like I've got a lot of female crushes, like Helen Mirren, Judi Dench.
There's like a reoccurring pattern there. They're all like pretty old and white. Is that your thing, girl?
Yeah, that's my type, darling. I like them wrinkled.
Oh, God. Gross.
Oh, that needs to go. I didn't say that, but yeah, it was mostly triggered by her Golden Globes Golden Globe speech, and I was just like, that woman just never ceases to amaze me. And I loved how everyone in the room just was looking at her. And
I know, it was so emotional.
Meme. I know, I remember seeing that meme that sort of, I don't know which celebrity it was, but some celebrity was looking at her while she was making this speech, and it said something like, all I want is someone who looks at me the way XYZ, this person looks at Meryl Streep, and I was like, yep, that's exactly
I
it.
think I know who you're talking about. And she was crying her eyes out. I was like, bloody hell.
And even, because you know how usually during these awards that they cue the music, so the actor stops with their speech and they can go on with the show.
Yeah.
But they didn't even do that. Like, she was talking for ages and no one played the music.
Oh, really?
They just let her be, and they were like, yeah.
Oh, wicked.
We need this. Yeah.
It was only like 2 minutes though, wasn't it? It was quite short. Or maybe I saw the shortened version.
It was short, but it was like, in terms of like acceptance speech, it was quite long for an acceptance speech. So
yeah, it was really emotional. Go her. She's always been kind of like at the forefront of these kind of speeches, hasn't she? So go her.
Exactly.
So next one, what was the last food or drink that you've been obsessed with?
Food or drink that I've been... you remember, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, when everyone was obsessed with the avocado. It was like the trend food.
That's an ongoing obsession. That really is.
Quite a few food items came afterwards, like quinoa. I'm going to get this wrong. Exactly, that one, and kale had its period. But yeah, I was definitely on the avocado train. I had it on everything and with everything. I had it in my sandwich, I had it in salads, I had it on the side. And it got to that point where I can't stand them. Like, even the smell of that just makes me really sick and nauseous and icky. Yeah, I just had too much of it. You know, when you have too much of a good thing.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Just completely turns you,
I've had that as well, actually. I had it with this, like, weird... it's like a beef salami that I found in Turkey, and I was so obsessed with it. I used to have it almost every day. And then it just made me feel really sick. I don't know. It was just like a halal beef salami thing from Turkey.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I can relate to that. It's disgusting when you eat something so much and you're like, oh, no, enough.
Yeah, you can't stand it anymore. Yeah. All right, time for my questions. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, number one. What was your last musical poison? So, be that an artist, an album, or a song that you were sort of obsessed with, kept going back to, kept listening?
I think 2016 was quite a good year for album releases. And I did have quite a few that I downloaded and I really liked. But one maybe singer, rapper, I don't really know what he is. But one rapper that I kind of went back to quite a bit was Childish Gambino.
Oh, yes.
So yeah,
I haven't listened to it, but yeah.
He's pretty good, and I feel like he's quite underrated as well. So he released his new album, which is called Awaken My Love, which is great. Like, it's really weird. It doesn't really fit into any genre. It's like funk plus like soul and then a bit of rap. It sounds like Prince, but not really. It's weird. But yeah, I really like his stuff, and also I don't know if you've watched Atlanta.
No, I haven't yet. I've heard pretty good reviews about it.
Yeah, he's quite a good script writer as well, and he's so underrated.
Nice.
But yeah,
but I don't know, like, on one hand I'd be like, he deserves more mainstream success, but on the other hand I'm like, is he made for mainstream success? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do. I feel like he would lose his, je ne sais quoi,
his edge.
if he got really famous.
I think quite a lot of people who are interested in music do know him, but then yeah, it's true, he's not in the top 10 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think he's doing quite well in what he does as an actor, as a writer,
and
as
he's
a musician,
quite niche as well as a black artist as well. So
yeah,
go him. He's doing his thing. But yeah.
Cool. Second question. What's a fashion obsession of yours? So, like, a fashion item that you kept going back to, kept wearing, like sunglasses or chokers. I know you wear quite a lot of chokers.
Yeah, I do.
Baseball hats.
I do. Baseball hats.
No, that was just another example.
I thought you said I heard you wear a lot of baseball hats. I'm like, darling, do you know me? Yeah, no, I love my winged eyeliner. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
so-
if you think Adele owns the eyeliner, then you haven't met Sarah. Like, Sarah is not Sarah without...
Yeah, it's just my thing. I feel naked without it. I have to wear winged eyeliner. It's just, yeah.
The first time I saw you was when we went to Prague together, and I sort of saw your bare face. I was like, Sarah. Because
Where's the winged eyeliner?
Yeah. You look so naked.
Yeah, exactly. I did feel it.
Cool. The last obsessive crush you had on a guy, and how did that sort of manifest itself? Or if you maybe haven't obsessed over a guy, when was the last time someone else obsessed over you? And what kind of creepy shit did they get up to?
Well, yeah, I have good stories when it comes to
this is the juicy bits. See?
Yeah,
this
the
is why I do
juicy bits.
Yeah.
So
Let's hear them.
basically, don't want to give too much away, obviously, but last year was the first year that I developed an obsession/crush for someone, like a really deep infatuation for someone.
Sarah, you shouldn't be talking about me.
Shut the hell up. You wish, darling, you wish. Anyway, so basically, it was the first time I got a taster for being infatuated with someone that I couldn't have. So it's quite tricky, but I have to say, it was a very overwhelming feeling. But I really think that, I think if he was available, I wouldn't have been as attracted. It kind of all stems from, the fact that he was unattainable, and that makes someone a lot more desirable.
Absolutely.
So
going back to sort of the forbidden fruit thing. You always what you want, what you can't have.
Yeah, but I mean, thankfully, I was like my willpower's quite good, so I started filling my life with loads of distractions and trying to get over it, even though it wasn't like a 10-year romantic story, it was still very, very overwhelming and like a big kind of event in my life. So I'm over it now. It took a long time, but I'm kind of thankful that it happened, because like on the flip side, I feel more empathy for people who are obsessed.
Okay, so you can put yourself in their shoes and sort of...
Yeah, because before I was like, oh, well, you can only really be obsessed if you have, all these things, like, for example, you've been with the person for like more than 1 year and but I'm like, no, not really. Time has nothing to do with it. Sometimes you can just catch you out of nowhere, out of the blue, and just overwhelm you. Yeah exactly. So that's my story. Because I don't, it's not that I don't understand, but I can't really empathize that much, because I don't get obsessed with people. I get obsessed with an idea of a person, so with celebrities, with an image that they're sort of... So hold on, you've never been obsessed with a guy or a girl?
No, because I get quite bored with them. Like, I've had my share of crushes and fancies, but it never goes to that stage where I'm obsessed. Because the moment I find, maybe it's that the moment that they lose a bit of mystery and I find out about them, I realise how boring they are, how they're not well suited for me.
Really?
And I just get off them so quickly, like so bloody quickly. I think the longest crush I've had was maybe 2 months.
Oh wow!
And it was very mellow. It was like, I didn't think about, like, I was like, oh, he's so cute when I saw him. When I didn't see him, I didn't think about him. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not sure.
I don't know if I believe you. I mean, you're 28 and you're telling me in these 28 years on Earth, you have never been infatuated with someone like madly, like madly.
No, I have been infatuated. I've had my my share of crushes, and I was like, oh my god, he's good. But yeah, it just always goes away so quickly. Okay, I don't know what that says about the future of my love life.
I have to ask you: have you ever done the social media stalking?
No.
Liar! No way.
No, I haven't. I've checked out celebrities on social media, so I've like read their Wikipedia page and almost memorized it, and I'd sort of go on their Twitter. But even then, I sort of read a tweet that I don't agree with that has like a slightly sexist tone. I'd be like, oh, what a wanker, and then I'd be like, off him.
That's crazy. Oh my God. So
I think a lot of it stems down to the fact that I'm really, really judgmental. Like, I'm really judgmental.
It's the Asian in you, darling.
To a fault, I'm not going to deny it, but yeah, maybe it's also because I haven't met the right one, if that makes sense. I haven't met the one that drives me crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, to
I
me, it
hope
didn't
I
happen
have
up
the
until like
ability-
last year, so it can happen, you know, out
Exactly.
of the
See,
blue.
it took you 24 years to
Yeah.
get to that stage. It just took me a few years. You know, maybe tomorrow I'll go shopping and there he is, and I'll go crazy.
Mr. Obsession. But
Yeah.
I don't know, because I didn't believe it. I always thought that maybe you had been really obsessed with someone, but because you don't really like to dramatise stuff and you're quite, you know, a matter-of-fact, logical person, I was like...
Oh, right.
and you know me, I'm really quite dramatic. I think it's the Italian in me. I always like to sensationalise things. I'm like, I was in love with him and I only knew him for a day.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that though. How sad would it be if I had actually like properly fallen in love, but I wouldn't know? I don't think that's possible though.
That
is
would
it?
be so sad. No, I think you would know. You would. You'd
Yeah.
get like sweaty palms. You know, your body would tell you that you're in love. You would be able to see.
I've had butterflies in my stomach, but they usually last for like a week, and then I'm like, all right.
Over it. So
Yeah.
over it.
It literally just takes one wrong word or one wrong outfit, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't deal with this idiot. And I think it's just me being really judgmental to a fault.
Yeah.
To the extent that it's going to be my ruin and my downfall. But yeah.
Oh, fair dues.
God, someone save me! Someone save me!
Someone give her a heart transplant. Oh god. But yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. Everyone does things, you know, in different ways. I mean, I have definitely, you know, seen things from guys and it's really put me off and it's really cringed me out. But then if I overall really, really fancy them, like nothing can put me off that person. Which, yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing, because getting your...
I think that is a good thing.
but getting
I
your
would like to
emotions
be-
so invested in something and then, you know, you're still at that very early stage, it's quite a dangerous thing. So yeah.
But there is that Shakespearean quote that it's better to have loved and failed than not have loved.
That's true. I agree with
So
that.
I quite envy people who are sort of very in touch with their emotions, and who are able to sort of feel certain things and show those feelings.
Yeah, exactly. I also have another story. So I've also had a few people obsessing over me. One person in particular stands out. I mean, all of the stories are quite creepy, but this story really stands out, and we've come to call it Knickergate. So yeah, my friends know about this.
Knickergate.
So basically, won't reveal any names or I won't make it too obvious, but at university, a group of us, we were all watching Game of Thrones, and basically we were using this guy's laptop, so this is the guy that was involved and all of a sudden it froze, and then he was like really aggressively typing on the keyboard. He was like, "Ugh." And then this folder came up with pictures of knickers on his bed, and he clicked out of it, but I'm pretty sure that one of them were mine, or a few of them, because you know, when you're at uni you have your clothes out to dry in your house, and we had like, you know, a room next door, like close to the living room, that was quite separate from like all the other rooms. So you
used to live with him?
No.
Or was it just like, oh my god, I don't know why, but that somehow makes it more creepy, the fact that he was just a visitor, and one of his visits he nicked one of your knickers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into too many details because then it's obvious who it is, but...
Basically, we protect their identity, but...
Yeah, we do.
Jesus.
But, I mean, Game of Thrones was never the same again. Like, I literally stopped watching it. It really put me off. I was just so horrified and traumatised. So, yeah.
Just get, like, really sweaty palms.
Yeah.
When you watch Game of Thrones, like, heart palpitations.
It all comes back to me. I'm like, oh, crap, bad memories. No.
But you know, obsessing over people, especially a target of this, quite often are celebrities. Mm-hmm. For better or for worse, they tend to be the victims of this quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we said before, it's you know, obsessions are mainly, they derive from that, you know, that painful feeling of not being able to have someone you want. So from someone being unattainable, and so the actual term that we found is celebrity worship syndrome. So it's an obsessive addictive disorder in which a person becomes overly involved with the details of a celebrity's personal and professional life. Psychologists have indicated that through many people that though many people obsess over film, television, sport and pop stars, the only common factor between them is that they are all figures in the public eye. So according to Wikipedia, there are different sets of classifications. So we have the simple obsessional. So simple obsessional stalking constitutes the majority of all stalking cases, anywhere from 70 to 80%, and is dominated by males. This form of stalking is generally associated with individuals who have shared previous personal relationships with their victims. Then we have love obsessional. So as the name suggests, individuals who demonstrate this sort of stalking behaviour develop a love obsession with someone who they have no personal relation to. So love obsessional stalking accounts for roughly 20 to 25% of all stalking cases.
Okay.
And they're most likely to suffer from a mental disorder, commonly either schizophrenia or paranoia. So the next one is erotomanic. Erotomanic refers to stalkers who genuinely believe that their victims are in love with them. The victims in this case are almost always well known within their community or within the media, meaning that they can range from being small town celebrities or famous personalities from Hollywood. And then we have intense personal. So it's an intermediate level of obsession that is associated with neuroticism as well as behaviours linked to psychoticism. An example of an intense personal attitude towards a celebrity would include claims such as, I consider my favourite celebrity to be my soulmate. And then the last one is borderline pathological. So this classification is the most severe level of celebrity worship. Often it is expressed by statements like, if someone gave me $1,000, I would consider spending it on a sanitary napkin used by my favourite celebrity.
Oh, gross.
So yeah, interesting.
But I wonder, when does admiration become obsession? Like, what's the line?
I think it's when you start having deluded thoughts, when you're like, oh my god, I might actually meet this person walking down my road and I might fall in love with them, or I might sleep with them tomorrow, or do you know, like thoughts that are just really not going to happen.
Yeah. Do you know what this reminds me? Okay, I just remembered this. So I might have been obsessed with someone. Again, he's a celebrity, but I think quite a lot of people go through this phase. When I was about 8 or 9,
Yeah.
it wasn't a love obsession. So I didn't have a crush on this person, but he was an actor in India, and I was dead convinced that he is my brother. That I was adopted, that I was adopted by my current parents.
Okay.
And you go through this rebel phase where like, oh, my parents hate me, I hate my parents.
Yeah.
And I'm not supposed to be here. I think it was during that period and I was sort of looking for just any sort of other theory that would make me feel better. And I was dead convinced that he is my actual brother.
Aww.
And that I was adopted when my parents went to India, that's
they got
hilarious. Me from there.
It's so funny how as a kid you can concoct these like amazing films. I swear kids should be film directors. They literally have the best imagination ever.
Like, who would come up with something deluded? And the funny, well, it's not funny. But the actor had a sister. I think she died when she was a child.
Oh no.
And I was convinced that I was that sister, but I didn't die. I just got adopted. I just remembered this. Jesus. Do you know how we forget stories and they're just...
Yeah, it comes back to you. That's crazy.
Yeah, so, I do have a bit of crazy in me after all.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
But yeah, I always feel that if you actually met that celebrity, there's like that sense of awe, like, oh my god, that person is an untouchable. Like, but I feel like once you meet them, you will not feel the same. I don't know. Do you feel like these crazy people that do, get really obsessed with celebrities, do you feel like once they meet them, they're the same? Or do you think it might fade a bit?
I think it will fade a bit because they don't know that person, right? So if you're obsessed with, with Benedict Cumberbatch, you have an idea of him, right? You're obsessed with the image he portrays on Sherlock or the image he portrays as Doctor Strange, but you don't know the actual everyday Benedict Cumberbatch, who's a father, a son, and a
I think that's
husband.
Definitely true for actors, but I'm wondering for like singers and things like that, where what you kind of see is what you get. Like, I mean, they're a singer and they have this, this portrayal in the media and blah, blah, blah. Do you reckon it would be the same? Because I remember J. Cole saying that he felt that way about Kanye West. Like, he was his idol, he really looked up to him. But for him, it was essentially an illusion. So once he actually met him, he just felt really let down, and he was like, he's really not the kind of person that I want to look up to. So yeah, I feel like we put them on a pedestal, especially singers and stuff like that, and then really they're not all that at all.
But again, I just think that even if it's, even if it's a musician, even if it's a singer-songwriter or an author who doesn't have that much PR, they still have PR, they still have an agency behind them.
That's true, and it's always
still filter their thoughts. There's still tons of things that they're not allowed to say on TV, certain points of views. So when you meet this person in real life, obviously they're not going to be exactly what you saw on Graham Norton or on Radio 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, you never know them.
No, that's true.
Like, just take a proper relationship, right? Like, no celebrities involved. Even then, you don't know this person fully. There's still secrets.
That's true, yeah.
Imagine a celebrity that you've never met. It must be such a shock to meet this person. I think that's why they say you should never meet your heroes, because you just end up
and they always look so different in reality. When you see them, you're like, oh, I thought you were taller or better looking, or just like a lot just more charming in person, but you're really not all that.
The wonders of makeup and editing and lighting.
Yeah, exactly. But that kind of reminds me of the scarcity principle, which is applied in the dating world. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
Well, it's basically, the more kind of scarce that you make yourself, so the more desirable you become. So that, they apply it to things like text messages and, conversations and things like that, which I think is kind of dickish and a bit immature, to be honest with you. I just feel like if you like someone, you should be upfront and not do that.
Oh, it's sort of like that push and pull game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like celebrities, isn't it? They're really scarce in your world. We're all mere mortals around each other.
Absolutely.
But, if you ever met a celebrity, they're like, one of a kind, and it's like, oh my God, yeah, they're amazing, they're divinity or whatever.
Exactly. And I think another reason behind this is that people, because, they're featured on telly, on the internet, they're there. When you open the newspaper, they're there. When you open a magazine, they're there. People tend to think that they have a right to these people. Yeah. They have a right to know everything. They have a right to have a chat with them or take a picture with them. That line of sort of privacy gets blurred. And they're not a real person, but just like a monkey that's supposed to dance for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's horrible. That's why I really understand when celebrities go nuts. I'm just like, well, yeah, that would be me. I would be Britney Spears, so I don't judge them at all, honestly. I'm just like, yeah, well, that's bound to happen, especially young celebrities as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much, yeah. But yeah, I have to say, I have had my celebrity obsession as well. I was obsessed with...
What's your craziest one?
O.J. Simpson. So basically, it wasn't really an obsession about him. It was more about crimes of passion. I was just really interested about the whole murder in general. I went out and I bought like all the biographies of everyone involved, like the investigator, his girlfriend at the time, even Kris Jenner, because she was involved to some extent as well. So yeah, I was just really intrigued by the story and the settings and, the whole kind of social construct of that murder, and, how there was a lot of racism in LA at the time, and I found that really interesting. Yeah. But a lot of people were like, oh my God, you're obsessed with O.J. Simpson. And I was like, no, not really. I'm not obsessed with the murderer.
Exactly, not really, yeah. It was an obsession with him more than it was an obsession with that mystery and sort of...
Yeah, exactly. And that went on for like about 6 months. And someone said to me, why don't you write a letter to him in prison? I'm not going to bloody do that. But maybe I should.
So was it at the time it was happening? When I...
Oh, no, it happened in like 1994. So I was like 2 when it happened. Okay. But... I mean, even the fact that it happened ages ago and there was nothing new, that had been discovered. It was literally just, the old story. I just became so fascinated with it all over again. So that was a bit strange.
Yeah, I get that though. I do, this is going to sound weird, but when I sort of read about serial killers, especially cases that were left unsolved, like if you take Jack the Ripper. Yeah. It just puzzles me that so many years have passed, but... we still don't know who it is.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that mystery.
I've been obsessed with that myself. Yeah, sort of going through all the reports, all the letters that he wrote, and all the fake letters that was sent to the police.
And you kind of relive it, don't you? And it kind of taunts you as well. And you're like, oh my God, I really want to know, like, what's been going on and what was the evidence that was collected. And it goes on in your mind a bit. And yeah, they're like another species that like
you want
an
to
anomaly
discover.
that you really want to find out about.
Exactly.
I agree. It's things that we don't know. They make us feel uncomfortable, but we're addicted to finding out more about them. Yeah.
Going back to sort of celebrity crushes and that part of the story. I recently discovered this thing called sasaengs.
Okay,
So it's a phenomenon in Korean fandom culture, and sasaengs are uber obsessed fans. So the term sasaeng stems from, so sa means private and seng means life. Mm-hmm. And it's people who have absolutely no regard for the private life of their crushes.
So what is this, like a small subculture of people, or is it women, or what kind of group of people is it?
It's both men and women, and it is, I don't want to call them fans because I think I do discredit to actual fans. Mm-hmm. It is a fringe phenomenon, and they are the exception. So a few disturbing things that I sort of discovered while I was doing research. So you have quite mild things where you have sasaengs who install like CCTV in their idol's neighborhood or their parking lot.
Yeah.
So they can monitor them and sort of see when they're coming, when they're going, what they're wearing, who they're coming with. Another thing that gets done quite frequently is they follow their celebrities in cars. So after a certain event, after a concert or something, they would chase their idols in hired cars, and there's actually taxi services that cater only to sasaengs.
Oh my God.
So they are their targeted...
and do the laws not do anything about this? Like, what about, human rights in regards to privacy and things like that? Do they just not care?
But I suppose in most cases you can't really prove anything until it's too late.
Yeah, but with these dedicated car services, I'm guessing they're completely illegal then. They're just rogue.
but you don't publicize it as such.
Oh, okay. It's like an underground thing, right? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Another quite common thing among fans really is, I've never done this, but people write letters to their idols, or their favourite singer, their favourite actor, which is quite an innocent thing to do, unless you write it to O.J. Simpson. But then you have these sasaengs who take it too far, and there's been a case I read where someone was sent, and now Rachel says, he was sent a letter written in menstrual blood and pubic hair.
What?
Yeah, lovely. That makes you just... Yeah.
Oh my God, that makes me feel sick.
It's just... it gets better.
Okay.
There was another incident that I read about where... And this is just the bloody worst. Like, I can't... So, this group of sasaengs, it was more than one person. It was like a few kids got together. They broke into a band's home and they stole their belongings. But while they were on the way out, they thought, look, they were so lovely to give us their personal belongings and sort of, do that as a fan service. We got these amazing things out of this breaking, but they're left with nothing. So how about we leave them a little present? So they decided to collectively take a massive shit on the floor.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I just don't get it, especially when it comes to like feces and things like that. What do people actually get out of just crapping on people and stuff like that? People say like don't kink shame, but I feel like with that thing I do kink shame because I just don't get it. It's unhygienic and it's disgusting. I just
I agree. Like, try not judge, but then there is some sort of crazy that I just know. True, you're not doing any harm if it's like as a kink. And if it's mutual, and if it's, and you've got the consent, you're not doing any harm to anyone. So I'm gonna keep you doing it, but I'm still judging you though. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
especially if you're a fan and you like that is just. I mean, obviously they're not fans. I don't want to call them fans. They clearly don't give.
By the way, unrelated, but what would you do if you were really in love with a guy and he was like, well, that's like a deal breaker for me. I'm really into pooping, like. In bed.
I guess we're gonna have to break up then, innit? Listen, no. If I were someone who would be open to the idea of having an open relationship, I'd be like, alright, go fulfill those kinks with someone else, but I'm way too possessive and too territorial to allow that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'd be no other way.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker. Yeah.
I don't really know the psychology behind fetishes, but surely there must be some psychological reason.
Yeah, it varies with
behind
each
these
one,
things,
doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah, it varies. So like with the S&M, I don't know, maybe you have a complex of, you know, people telling you what to do, and maybe something happened in your childhood. Yeah, like I agree with that. There's always some reason.
So I'd rather say, you know, sort those problems out, and I'll come to group therapy with you, and I'll support you in any other way, but we're not doing any of that. Just nope.
So yeah, back to what you were telling us.
Yeah, no, that was basically the story. Just crazy people, all sorts of crazy. Especially, you know, these things are targeted at famous people, at celebrities, because of exactly what you said. That they are in the limelight. They are the unattainable. They are the forbidden fruit. You can't ever reach them. So you just
and I mean, you must feel
anything.
really just so abused as well as a celebrity. I mean, when that thing, when Nickergate happened to me, I just felt like. I can only imagine how they would feel, you know, having it happen to them maybe on a daily basis. But for me, I just felt just abused.
So violated.
Yeah, I felt really violated and just disgusted and upset and then angry. It's quite horrible, actually. It really is. I mean, we laugh about it and stuff, but when it happens to you, you just feel like a piece of crap, really.
Absolutely. No.
Yeah.
I wonder how many, like, obviously, I'm sure there are a lot of people who are obsessed, but what would you say is the percentage of actors that have to deal with this kind of thing? So if we look at Hollywood...
I would say most of them, really.
Really?
I mean, Justin Bieber definitely has some. Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus had, and they've all had instances where people have, I think, Paris Hilton definitely. People have just like, broken into their homes, stolen things, and things like that. I think most celebrities, because if you they're literally in the public sphere. So if you include everyone in the whole wide world, there are bound to be, at least like 1,000 people that are really crazily obsessed over you.
God.